Are your eyes a bit red?
A little bit red, mate, yeah. It's been a bad ending to the game. I've just had to do a thing for Manchester City, so, you know, I had to put it into perspective.
Did you hear the fans singing this man's name, the one right next to me, Glenn Murray?
I'm so glad I didn't know, because I was just doing a debrief, and I could just see the delight and the smile on his face, because he knows we're going to talk Brighton up so much, and I've got to do the walk of shame down the line to come and meet you to talk about Manchester City. And I know what you're going to say. It wasn't a good afternoon.
I mean, Brighton did the hard way. Manchester City went ahead. They could have managed the game probably better. I felt as though the second half drifted for quite a while. And City had a couple of opportunities, to be fair, once Brighton got back on level. But I think Fabian Hursl's substitutes were massively important.
Game-changing.
Yeah, Belieber, O'Reilly, and obviously João Pedro with an assist and a goal. Huge, and that's probably what City lacked from the bench. Yeah, they brought Kevin De Bruyne on, but he's not a fully fit Kevin De Bruyne, is he?
No, he's not. It was great to see him back, so the more minutes the better, because we're going to need him going into, obviously, into the new year, towards the end of the season. He's the match winner for you. But I've got full credit. City didn't get that second goal, and it was a bit of a slow start, wasn't it, in the second half, and I think that suited Brighton. All of a sudden, City kicked in. I thought he'd go, but they didn't really have big chances. Brighton kept going. Overloads, wider positions, like I said to you, in the wider areas, they were braver, and then they put City under pressure. And I think if you look at it, the back four were quite narrow, and then when the full-backs came extra, which you thought they would have done at the start of the game, and then the crosses started coming in. Hinchelwood, great header, should have scored, and then there was one-on-one situations right throughout, and they put too much pressure on City and finally got the goals.
Well, City couldn't find that second goal, and I think it was around the 80th minute. I said to you, Glenn, as we were seated up there, I don't think the Hurricanes had anything to do except for handle a few maybe crosses, a few back passes, goal kicks, that's it.
No, not really. Didn't have much to do second half.
But that's testament to Man City more than Brighton. Well, you could say they defended resolutely as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think when Brighton got back to 1-1, there was a little bit of a wobble. City came back into it, especially 2-1. Brighton seemed to just retract that 10 yards, and they start protecting what they had. And when the 9 minutes went up, it was a bit like, oh, you could just feel the atmosphere in the stadium change a little bit. And then City come strong, but you expect them to come strong towards the end.
At 1-1, City then sort of said, right, OK, we're going to go quicker. We're going to try and put the pressure on. You're thinking, well, it'll be all City now. And it wasn't. No. You know, it was for a little bit, and then all of a sudden, Brighton kept coming. And different positions, and City were far too open. And maybe, do you know, when you're up against it, can this side, we've seen other sides do it over the years, sort of retreat and go, we're not going to have that high line, we're going to sit back in, we're going to just bank it off a little bit, and at 1-0 City didn't do it, and Brighton created.
And that is ultimately where they missed Rodri, isn't it? That type
it's not just Rodri. I think it's so much all around the pitch. Defensive mindset. I think you look as well as Simpson Poussey is a young lad come on, and they sort of left the 10 and it was a 2v1 and they'd stay there. Walker had still come round to help that situation, and then the overload was too far for him to get to.
Yeah.
So you're overprotecting sometimes for your teammates, and it doesn't help you. Yeah.